Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel, Dream of Crafts. My name is Deanna and today we are going to start tutorial number 7 for our 7th day of 12 Days of Christmas in July 2021. And what I have here is a Dollar Tree fall mason jar. You just kind of, this is a big piece, so we'll go a little bit smaller here. This I purchased last year. I've removed the twine from there, and I am not going to mess with this. I'm just going to flip it over. I've also taken from a Graphic 45, and it is a sheet from Winter Wonderland collection. It's number 4501597. It's a Graphic 45 paper from 2017. This was one of my favorite of all times. And so I actually have a whole pack of just this pattern here because I just love that so much. So I bought a whole pack of that. And what I did was I wanted this bird in here and I wanted these houses in here. So I just took the 12 by 12 sheet, got one here, fresh one, and I'll show you what I did. So I took it and I knew, because sometimes if you flip something over, it can be a little different. So I knew I wanted this as my face. So, and I knew I wanted that bird up there. So I just kind of lined that up. And I wasn't too concerned about the bottom. I knew I wanted this again here. So I thought I want that bird below this level. So I kind of just brought the bird down, which ended up being about in here on that stripe for my height. So what I did was I flipped it over and I just kind of, I knew it was lined up with almost with these little things here. So I just kind of slid this over to the edge like so. Made sure it was lined up with that edge even. And I just took my pencil and I drew around all the way around the jar, marking it. And then I just cut it out with my scissors and I ended up with this piece. Okay, so this piece will actually get on right here. From another piece, I actually fussy cut out the bird again. So that was up in here, so I fussy cut that out. And I also fussy cut out this part. So I fussy cut the bird, and then it left off about in here, and then I fussy cut out this part here, leaving this top part, this band. Okay, so that is how I did that. So I used actually 2 sheets of the cardstock to create the front of this. So I'm just going to go ahead and use my art glitter glue, and we're just going to glue this down to that. And it should go pretty good. Sorry for any noises you might hear. My windows are open. It is a Saturday. My husband is home and he does have the TV on. He did turn it down, so I don't think it's going to bother us. Sometimes if you're having trouble hearing, you might want to double check the settings on the YouTube video itself along with your volume settings, because there's sometimes when I can hear something, I realize that the volume setting on the YouTube video itself in YouTube is turned down. So if you're having trouble hearing, check that also. So we're going to line that up just like that. Grab our little tool here and kind of just spread that out. Want that glue all kind of pressed out. You can use other items. This is just a tool that I got from my Slice. It's like one of those scrapers like you would use in your kitchen pans or something like that. It's just kind of a, it's a little flexible, but it's kind of a rigid plastic. All right, and so now we're going to take this And I have marked on here, I've cut just a little notch out here where, because I want to keep this line. So I got a notch out there. And I know here's my line here. So I want to, this one I kind of sat it on here. And I lined this bottom part of this up to keep that white line. And my notch up on the back side. So I've actually got it this way. I can see exactly where I had it. So just like so. I can see the edge of the bottom there. And I can see my notch here. So I'm just going to lightly put that down so that this notch here lines up with this here. And the bottom of this lines up with this here. And then draw around with my pencil, just like so. And then we are going to just take the scissors and we're going to cut this out. Let's see here. Let's start with this end here. Before we cut it all out, I want to just double check and make sure. Okay. And now, let's see here. I'm going to go in here just to there. Just like, there we go. Whoops, turn it over. This should be perfect here. If it's a little over, we'll just go back in and readjust it. It's not the end of the world. So what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to keep this one. I didn't get that part. So I'm going to line this edge up here and the top. There we go. Just like so. I'm going to flip it back over and remark it again. I need that. And I also need that. Okay. Let's see. So we're going to cut down this curve here, like so. Perfect. And I'm just going to trim this off a little bit more here. I'd rather cut twice than to shortcut it, because then I got to fussy cut all over again. So there we go. So we've got that. And the nice thing about that is this coordinates, and the flowers under here that were left kind of peek through there. So we're going to go ahead and glue this down. And glue all these little edges down. I had a couple of ideas for this, and I thought, no, I think I'm just going to go with something different. I had three different ideas that I thought would be good for this. And it just, I don't know, it just wasn't clicking with me. It's like, man, I'm not quite happy with that. Just not quite happy with that. So we still got a little hanging over there. So what I'm going to do, grab my old Cricut mat, and I'm going to grab an X-Acto blade, and we're just going to trim that off. Just like that. Okay. Just like that. Perfect. Maybe. There we go. Now we got it. Be a little firmer. I use my old Cricut mats and stuff. So I don't know why I use them for cutting on until, so you can see I'm going to slice through this until they're not any good anymore, and then I toss them out, but at least they're being used. All right. So that is our basis. Now, in an earlier video, I think it was video number, was it 2 or 3? I think it was number 3. I did the little barn embellishments. So I did these little embellishments, and I did that in my Cricut. So what I did was I grouped this all together, expanded it so that the barn was, I think about 8 inches across. So we are going to go ahead and attach these. I used Tim Holtz Antique Linen Distress ink to edge all these to make them look, and then on the barn itself is black soot, just to age it some, because the barn and the barns and the stuff in the picture are aged and antique looking. So I wanted to pull that in to make them look a little more like each other. Again, so they're just all got a little antique linen on them, and then black soot around the side. Okay. Just to create another layering look for this. Now, if you can find a little wooden shaped barn or something, that would look adorable on here too. They sometimes have these little mason jars out at different times of the year, but I just happened to pick up that one last year and just never used it. So I just never used it. Here's a little window, and I'm missing a window. I'll have to keep an eye out for a window right for this one. And I know I had one because I inked it. So it's around here somewhere. It's tiny. If I can't find it, then I'll have to recut it, I guess. Okay, so this barn is going to go right in this area here, so we'll still be able to see those other buildings behind it, and then we'll just cut off this excess here. Maybe I'll just drop that down right to the edge and then cut off that and that, or maybe not. So I'm going to have some flowers down here. Put a big flower down here. So yeah, okay. We'll split the difference. How about that? So I'm just going to some glue on this. Like I said, I'll keep my eye out for that window. If I can't find it, then I will have to recut it. It's not very big, so it could easily get lost. Okay, kind of center that right on there. Some of the buildings there. Oh, okay. Like so. Now these flowers I cut with, here it is, the Tim Holtz Sizzix Bigs die, and it is 662170, and it's the layered tattered poinsettia. I did not use the embossing folder that's in there. I just cut a bunch of scrap different colors of red out, because this is kind of varied colored in red, so I just cut out a bunch of different colors. I added just some jewelry beads, and then added a little extra hot glue and sprinkled in some green glitter. So I figured I'm going to put the smaller one up here. And I've got these Prima white flowers here. And they are number 594732. They're all white and black. And I don't know if they're still available. And then I just smudged them also with the antique linen. So, and I think we're going to put the big one down here. So how I kind of gave these some dimension is I took my little foam pad here, and I get tools like this, the ball tools, usually at like Dollar Tree or other stores carry them. So I just got them wet, and I'll just show you a couple of them. I got glitter in there. I'll probably have glitter all over everything. Give them a little spritz. And then I just took the ball tool and just kind of brought it down the center, whoops, and made that center line. So just the leaf line. This littler one works better, okay? So I just did that on, and I kind of made it wavy. And then I just brought in and did some more leaf lines. Let me expand just for a second so you can get a little better look at what I'm doing here. Okay, so then curvy, and then just bring a line in. I already got it curvy, so you can do a couple, 3, 2. All right. We'll grab another one here. So just kind of doesn't have to be straight, just a line from down the center, and then bring a couple of the leaf lines in. See that? There you go. So now I'll just go bring a couple leaf lines. And then all I did was I let them dry up a little bit so my glue would hold. And then I just put my dots of glue in the center and offset them on each other to stack them. Okay? So that's how I created those. Let's get this stuff out of the way here. All right. So I'm going to hot glue this one down here, just like that. So big glue gun hot. Oh yeah. Got my big one behind me that has give me a nice good shot of glue faster. Okay, just like that. Just like that. Let's go ahead and give this littler one a shot. Just like that. And I've got these mixed white flowers here. Kind of want those underneath my red one, so I'm going to leave it like that and then lift it to give it a shot of glue. That way I'm right where I want it. Same with this one. I'm just gonna, this one doesn't have as many leaves on it, so we're just gonna kind of tuck that in there like that. Just like that. Gives us some dimension. Now for our bird, I'm going to go ahead and get him on before I keep adding stuff, so I know I have enough room for him. And I'm just going to grab some foam dots here. Do I have some on the table? I do. All right. So let's go ahead and just grab some foam dots. Small ones in the smaller areas. And then get a few on here just so it's nice and lifted. Big ones. And make sure I use enough so it doesn't go sinking in. All right, let's put maybe another small one here. If they're too big, then they'll show. Okay. And this tail. Let's get in here. And I think that will work. So let's go ahead and pop all these off. Sometimes helps if I use a tool that is kind of sharp to get the stickies started there. And I'll clean up my mess after I'm done. So this is a nice little project, and it does not have to be a mason jar shape. You can do the other shapes that they always have different things coming out, and it makes a nice base for inexpensive starts. So I mean, for $1 you already got the shape, and it's rigid, you know, it's not wobbly, and usually store pretty nice. I keep a lot of my stuff in totes. So lots of little dots here, and they are sticky. These dots are just from I believe I got it at the Dollar Tree. If not, then my local dollar store. All right, so I want to line this bird up with the one in the picture. Everything gets lined up. There we go. Oops, I can take this dot off of here because it's going to hang off the edge. And I might just trim that off, or I might just leave it. I'm not sure. So we've got that on there. All right. I think I'm just going to, I'm not sure. I guess it doesn't hurt to leave it. All right, this one's set up now, so let's go ahead and grab a couple of these. And I want to, yeah, let's do that. I'm going to use the big glue gun. And it's the same brand. It's just a SureBonder. It's just bigger. So, just like that. These are smaller, so I can just use the little one that's handy here. That. Like that. Okay. All right. Let's, oh, you weren't even in frame there. I am so sorry. I forgot to unexpand you. So I glued the big one there and then 2 little ones there. I am sorry about that. That's why I don't usually expand, because then I forget right away, because I got in my mind what I want to get done. So sorry, so sorry. Now I have, what else did I want to do to this? I did have a bow here, but I don't think I want to use that. I do have, oh, my tree. Okay. So this is from Doris, and I got it at the Craft Outlet. It's a local craft store in my area. And I just trimmed off a couple pieces of this. And I'm going to put, I want to put a tree right here on the barn, like so. So I'm going to just kind of nip that off there. And I think I want to use the big glue gun here to get a good amount, because we're going to be adding, oops, let's get you up there. Going to be adding a couple other ones on the side here to make it look like a wider tree. So just like that. Like it's a bigger tree, okay? So then I'll just put hot glue on here. And get that on there like that. Make it look like a nice full pine tree there. Okay. still got to trim off that paper, so let's just grab our small scissors here. I'm just going to stay in line with it, and then we'll trim off the like so, and then like so. Trim that barn off. Okay. And I'm just going to use my scissors to trim that off. There we go. Just like that. Okay. Let's go ahead and take some of these. Where are my silver balls there? There we are. Let's just go ahead and take some of these and maybe decorate that tree right there with that. Maybe put a white bow at the top, maybe. Let's see here. No. Let's just get the little balls on there. Like so, just like they put some ornaments on it. Add a little niceness to it. A couple more. Just gotta do it carefully so I don't burn my little fingers there. Okay. I'll hold it up as soon as I'm done so you can get a good view of it. Let's put one more in the center there, I think. And I think that's good. Okay. So let me lift that up so you can see the decorations on it. Then I have these stars. I love these stars. I don't know if I can get one on the top of that tree or not. It's pretty big, isn't it? Let me see here. Want the star on the top. It looks pretty big. That looks pretty big. Nope, I think I'm going to just wait on that. And let's go ahead and just, what can we add to this? Let's maybe slide in. Can I slide in some of the silver? No, doesn't look like it. Does not look like it. All right. Actually, it's pretty good. I do feel I need a bow or some twine. Maybe we'll take this twine that came with it. Let me cut this here and add a couple bells or something here. I just feel it needs a little something. I have some red bells here. See if we can those. Let's see. Got one on there. Two. Sometimes it's hard to get all the little pieces. There we go. So that's 2 bells. These too big, maybe? these are too big. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they are too big. Okay. Like that. I get those down like that. And maybe just like that. Okay, I'll put a dab of glue there. I'm going to sit that bow right in there, and that will help keep it tied and hold it into place. Alrighty, here we go, just like that. There's a little bit more dimension. Let's go ahead and maybe put some of these. Check a couple of these out and see if I want to add some of these in there. We'll just sit them on there for now. It's a nice little kind of a sparkle and some more dimension. Yeah, I kind of like that. Brings a little something in, right? Something like that. Okay. All right, I'm going to leave those right where they're at, and I'm just going to go ahead and pick them up and add a little glue. At least I think I'm going to pick them up. I have a few glue strings to take off, but that's all right. We are running at about a half hour, so not too bad again. A little over a half hour, so we're doing good. All right, we got, I think, you see that. See the dimension in the bird there. And then down there, so it's got some nice dimension. And you could run string back through there, twine back through there, and use it as and hang it if you want. Or I'll probably put the command strips on the back and have it hang that way. And I believe that might just be about all I need to do, other than get my glue strings. I would like something on top of the tree. Yeah, let's go. I'm just going to go ahead and put one of these pearl snowflakes at the very tippy top of the tree, so it looks like it has a decoration on it. Here we go. So he's got his own little tree topper. And I think that's it. I want to thank all my subscribers. I really appreciate you hanging in there with me and following along. And thank you for the new subscribers. I see I got a couple new ones, and I appreciate that. If you do one of the projects or do something similar or take it in a total different direction, please share a picture with me. I would love to see your creations. I know everybody's got art in their heart, so I would just love to see what you create. with your mason jar or other shape. It does not have to be exactly like mine. It doesn't have to be Barnes. It doesn't even have to use Graphic 45 papers or the ones I've used. I just like seeing other people's work, and especially if it's something I might have inspired, because many other people inspire me. And so if you're not a subscriber, if you would hit that red subscribe button down in the right hand corner, a bell will pop up. When you hit that, you'll be notified each time I put up a new video. And again, this is day number 7 of my 12 days of Christmas in July 2021. And a like and a share are always appreciated. Until the next time, I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.